This is your regular Kia Seltos because this one is powered by the 1.5 litre NA petrol engine, which accounts for majority of the sales. All the reviews of the new Seltos are either of the turbo petrol or the diesel. So I thought, let me review the most affordable engine option of this car. But before I get into more details of this car, let me talk about an issue many car owners in India face: rusting. The problem becomes even more serious in coastal cities like Mumbai, Chennai and Kochi, where high humidity and salt in the air accelerate corrosion. But here's the real question: why do cars rust so easily in India while the same models perform much better in global markets? One of the key reasons is the difference in corrosion protection standards. In many international markets, cars are built using up to 70% zinc coated or galvanized steel and come with anti-corrosion warranties of 6 to 12 years, which helps prevent rusting and ensures long-term durability. In India, however, corrosion protection varies widely. Many vehicles use limited zinc-coated steel, which makes them more vulnerable to rust over time. And rust is not just a cosmetic issue. It can weaken critical structural parts and affect a vehicle's long-term durability and safety. Zinc coating plays a crucial role because it acts as a protective barrier. It prevents oxygen and moisture from reaching the steel underneath, and even if the surface gets scratched, zinc corrodes first, protecting the steel beneath. What's even more surprising is that using zinc-coated steel adds less than 0.1% to the overall cost of the vehicle. But the value it adds in terms of protection, safety and lifespan is massive. As consumers, we deserve cars that are truly built for Indian conditions with metals that can withstand our unique climate. Now, keeping all this in mind, let's get back to the Seltos NA Petrol. This is the GT line and thus is priced at Rs 23 lakhs on road Mumbai. So it is just Rs 58,000 less than the turbo, and thus no one is buying this particular variant because the real USP of the Seltos 1.5 NA petrol is the price, as the range starts at Rs 13 lakhs for the base HTE manual, while the HTE optional CVT is priced at Rs 15.88 lakhs on road Mumbai, the most affordable automatic in the Seltos lineup. This car is available in a whopping 46 variants. Take that, Valentino Rossi! Anyways, before I give this car the beans, let's quickly recap the pros and cons of the new Seltos. Starting with the positives. It's the longest car in the segment and has the second longest wheelbase in the segment after the Tata Sierra, which gives it good space at the rear. It's a very feature-loaded car with standout features like memory driver seat, memory mirrors, gas struts for the hood, 12.3-inch instrument cluster with multiple cluster modes, a slick 12.3-inch infotainment system which finally gets wireless phone projection, ventilated front seats, electric parking brake, auto hold, 360-degree parking camera, wireless phone charger, a massive big panoramic sunroof, 8-speaker Bose sound system, rear window sun blinds and electric flush door handles, which China no longer approves.
Wise decision.
While there are 3 screens, Kia has still given the Seltos a ton of physical buttons. Smart. And coming to the negatives, the new Seltos does have quite a few. When Kia first launched the Seltos, it had many segment first features, but that's no longer the case. In fact, Kia has gone ahead and removed some features which were offered with the first generation model, like logo projection from the outside rear view mirrors, sound mood lamps, dynamic swipe indicators and an air purifier, which is very much needed with our fantastic AQI levels. Kia should have offered features which are available on the smaller and cheaper Seltos too, like ventilated rear seats and Boss mode. I mean, I have to manually adjust the seat. Why? If I want more space, I should be able to do it from the rear itself, right? I mean, some cars in the segment do offer it, like the Tata Sierra. The 5-inch climate control screen isn't visible to the driver due to the thick steering rim and ergonomic oversight. The roof rails aren't functional. The other big con is the diesel engine, with just 115 horsepower, feels sluggish when you want to have some fun. But with the same power output and lesser torque, is it worth opting for the 1.5 NA petrol engine? Well, let's go for a drive. Alright, it's time to start driving, but turning off the car, what is this logic? Anyways, collision warning, ADAS system working well, and obviously the goodbye thing which comes on the screen, that's also quite funky. First things first, I'm going to be turning off the air conditioning system. So I just press a button here and the screen opens and I turn it off from here. You can also do it from this screen if I want, which is kind of neat. And then physical buttons really helpful. Let's turn on a specialist timing gear. Till the time it catches GPS data, we will get going. And straight away, I'm going to come into eco drive mode, and you see ambient light color also changes, the cluster mode also changes, and straight away into drive, and off we go. Okay, hazards off, and straight away it's telling me emergency braking, drive carefully, because a Seltos will never let you get into a Creta. They have ego clashes. Let's go. Why am I starting in such a weird location? You've never ever seen me start in such a gully, because what I want to tell you is, if you're going to be driving in such plains or with a lot of traffic, this is the engine which will get the job done. Otherwise, never ever even come close to this engine, because out on the highways obviously doesn't have the performance, which I'll show you in a bit. So on part throttle, this engine performs really well because it's smooth, it's refined, it has good amount of grunt lower down as well, and obviously since this is not a turbo engine, there's no turbo lag. Yeah, that's common sense, right? Like every 60 seconds, a minute passes in Africa.
तू समझा? हाँ. नहीं, तू समझा नहीं.
So performance is like very smooth here. It's it's a very refined car as such, and you will never ever feel that, oh, this has lackluster performance when you're going to be driving in the city at lower speeds, because obviously this being the CVT, the automatic gets the job done. They actually call it IVT. Very convenient, very smooth. Actually, it's a very likable engine, and because the refinement levels are also phenomenal here. Something is moving here continuously. I don't know, it's my phone or what, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like shaking. Anyways, off we go. So yeah, now as you start pushing it, you realize that mid-range is obviously weak here, because mid-range grunt is not there in this car. Like, you are so used to getting that push back into the seat thanks to turbos. There's no turbo here, so obviously there is no turbo spooling up and giving you like a fist punch. None of that happens here. It's just very linear performance. And in terms of output, obviously it's the same as the diesel. So 1.5 liter engine here, NA petrol, 4-cylinder, 115 horsepower and 144 Newton meters of torque. The diesel has the same 1.5 liter displacement, again 115 horsepower, 116 horsepower, whatever, 1, 2, up, down, who cares, and 250 Newton meters of torque. And the turbo petrol 1.5 liter unit, turbo petrol engine, which makes 160 horsepower and 253 Newton meters of torque. That is definitely the most fun engine here. Okay, we come into normal drive mode because we can, and let me also turn on the camera here. So yeah, you can actually see front view and rear view here, which is kind of cool and funky as well. I like it, and 360 degree top view too, which is nice. So performance is okay if you do not like driving fast, and the gearbox is also smooth with shifts. Yeah, this is obviously a CVT, so the ratios are well spaced out. You don't realize that this is actually a CVT, because CVT gearboxes kind of suck with the rubber band effect. Everything is fine at lower speeds before you start getting aggressive with the throttle. Ride comfort is really nice with the new Seltos. They've actually softened the suspension, yet body control is actually very good. The steering is a little bit on the heavier side. It's still light, but has some amount of weight to it, which is good. But the drive modes, Eco, Normal and Sport, they change the weight of the steering wheel, so steering weight actually increases quite a lot when you come into Sport mode, and it feels artificial in that regard. So ride quality is very impressive here. It actually gobbles up the worst bumps in its stride without any hesitation whatsoever, and that is one of the USPs here, because the earlier Seltos was obviously on the stiffer side. This is really smooth and nice. So lovely ride quality, good handling as well, good amount of grip too. And the engines also are powerful enough. Only the turbo petrol, the diesel lacks grunt. First, let's take a quick U-turn here. A lot of traffic, huh? If traffic is what you contend with every day, this engine just gets the job done. And also the automatic is good here. So straight away we come into sport drive mode, and I get on the throttle, and there I realize there is absolutely no performance only on offer here, unfortunately, because the mid-range is like very flat and top end is like completely missing here. In fact, past 4000 RPM engine becomes really very vocal, and then you obviously enjoy the rubber band effect. the car feels faster than it is going because the revs climb so fast and so loud. The engine becomes that you think that the car is going, but it's not really moving here. Look at this, 6,500 RPM red line, but nothing is really happening. Car is not even reached 100 kilometers per hour. That is what this engine is all about, not fast. Yeah, in the diesel is also quite lackluster, but is the diesel faster than this one? Let's time it. I'm going to take you to a new route today. Let's go exploring because I've already done a detailed video on the Seltos, so I thought let's do something different here. A lot of you keep asking me review the 1.5 NS. Somehow I managed to get hold of it via a dealer, and that's the reason I kind of feel that this variant is absolutely pointless. Like, dealers obviously keep the top end variant. Who's going to pay 23 lakh rupees for this car with this anemic engine? You might as well get the turbo by paying slightly more. I think 50,000 more you get the turbo. This engine is only good if you're buying a lower variant, because then you're obviously having a lower budget. In fact, it behaves better with a manual because you have some engagement going on there, and obviously the manual obviously is better in terms of performance because this CVT really robs away fun. You can shift it into manual mode, which helps to a certain extent. You've got paddle shifters here as well, but none of that really makes this car. Oh, what are you doing, dude? You're supposed to time shut itself off. Such a kamchur my specialist timing here is. So let's come into the drag meter here and let's monitor the speed. It's still searching for the GPS. So we're going to exit from here because, like I told you, I'm taking you on a new route today. We are going exploring. Horn is so bad, yeah. Come on, that guy is waving to me. Dude, it wasn't you. It was just me trying to test the horn. In fact, me testing the wipers as well. Good wipers, yeah. In fact, rear wiper is not visible only, but obviously the rear wiper also works really well. Good amount of spray on offer at the rear too. Quite important, because such cars obviously get very dirty in the rain. Anyways, it's the time to do the acceleration test of this car. I am going to turn off the traction control completely. So I keep this button pressed, traction and stability control limited. I keep it pressed, further traction control and ESC disabled completely. Now this road was a driver's delight, but it's no longer the case because of these stupid rumblers which have been put dime a dozen into place. Like, how many rumblers? And they're like, yes, yeah, we're going to put a lot of them. I don't know why, what's wrong with them. So now it's the time to test the 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration of this car, which means left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, 2000 RPM, and off we go. Oh my goodness, it's so slow, it's so slow. Rear cross traffic alert. It just revs and doesn't really move. And I would have said 0 to 100, but it's still not reached there. 0 to 100 km per hour in 13.2 seconds, which is very slow, but somehow it's actually faster than the diesel automatic. Oh my goodness, that's kind of crazy and creepy as well, because I remember I timed the diesel automatic around 13.5 seconds, so it's slightly faster than the diesel automatic. The diesel actually feels faster because of the torque rush and obviously more gear shifts, and because diesel engines don't rev till 6,000 RPM or 6,500 RPM. So obviously there's some action going on there, so you don't feel as slow as such. But this car's flat out acceleration is like really very poor. It's not exciting at all. It just feels so damn freaking sluggish in terms of the performance it offers here. So we're going to do the test again, which is left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and off we go. 2000 RPM. Come on, move. Upshifting at 6,500 RPM. Like, the ratios, they change, and it does change quite quickly here, but the rubber band effect, you can't like get away from the rubber band effect. 0 to 100 km per hour in 13.2 seconds. How is it so damn freaking consistent? I remember timing the turbo petrol around 10.5 seconds or something of that sort, which means that this car is slower by around 2.7 seconds to go from 0 to 100 km per hour. Obviously, it's more efficient than the turbo petrol because no one's going to drive it the way I'm driving it right now. Like, you drive it like this, it drinks fuel a lot. When we started, the range was something 100 kilometers. I've not done 16 to 18 kilometers. The range has dropped like this. Yeah, it drinks a lot of fuel, obviously, and then so damn freaking noisy here. Lane changes and all are very nice here. So it feels stable at high speeds. It gets the new K3 platform. So updated platform, more weight in this car, because of which they're like, we need to put gas struts because the weight is so much now, it has to have gas struts. That was the idea with Kia. But trust me, honestly, these gas struts and the heavier bonnet and all have, like, the gas struts have been done because of the heavier bonnet, and the heavier bonnet has been done for better safety ratings. Safety rating hasn't come, but I believe in the next couple of months it will get 5-star rating from Bharat NCAP, which is not a difficult exam to crack, honestly. They should try and send it to G NCAP, this particular car, and let's see how it fares there. So, as I see it, this engine is only good if you're on a budget. Get the turbo petrol because the turbo petrol has better performance, and if you really are okay with sluggish performance, at least get good fuel efficiency. So get the diesel because a diesel is obviously more efficient. With BS6, obviously that efficiency of a diesel has gone for a toss. It's no longer the most frugal thing you can drive on the road, but At least they seem to have worked on safety by making the car heavier and used a better platform and all those things. But obviously, I will reserve my judgment till I see the testing, the crash test reports of this car. So let's just shift it into regular mode, the drive mode, and let's see how it performs. So the thing is, I'm trying to upshift. We are in the 8th ratio, so it's a 8-speed or 8-step CVT gearbox at 100 kilometers per hour, around 2000 RPM. It's comfortable. So for cruising and all, also it's comfortable. This is a car which performs much better on part throttle. You rev the motor, you really suck a lot of sound from the engine. The engine sounds loud, it drinks a lot more fuel, and you don't really move also. So that's a bit of a problem here. This is not very fast. So if you're buying the NA engine, you're better off getting the manual for sure. And then with the diesel, you have a 6-speed torque converter, you have a 6-speed manual as well. But with the turbo, I don't know why they fumbled up by giving a IMT. I mean, they should just discontinue the IMT. IMT makes no sense. With the manual, that would be so damn awesome, because I remember I keep driving the Creta N-Line with the manual. Oh my god, what a car. And essentially both are the same cars. I don't know what is taking Hyundai so long to get the new Creta. I think they have the internal setting. Let us have some fun and enjoy the sales of the new Seltos, and then you come later, and when you come after some time, we'll come up with the facelift, and they're just playing this game only continuously. So easy car to drive, very smooth, very refined as well. Performance is lackluster, but for part throttle and for people who don't really like driving much, this is actually a very good option, because yeah, not everybody wants to go pedal to the metal like me. I obviously put a lot of emphasis on performance of a vehicle. The thing is, I come from this mindset, हम जीते भी एक बार हैं और मरते भी एक बार हैं, और अगर ट्रैफिक बहुत ज़्यादा है तो दिन में 0 to 100 km per hour तो एटलीस्ट एक बार तो करते ही हैं. And if that is you, then you need turbo power, obviously. Anyways, now we are going to try the 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration again. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, 2000 RPM, and off we go. That 0 to 100 km per hour in 13 seconds, a slight improvement. This seems like half a second faster when compared to the diesel, 2.5 seconds slow when compared to the turbo petrol. So as I see it, yeah, performance, that's how many business days, you tell me. But I'm not going to complain much, because with the NA petrol engine, obviously the price is very attractive. I don't know what's stopping Hyundai Kia from going and updating this engine to make it much better, because I honestly feel there's a lot more potential, because the chassis is brilliant. This engine just feels out of place for a chassis which is this brilliant. The ride is good, the handling is good, the steering is good, everything is good. I mean, it's a bit artificial, obviously, the steering feel. I'm just going to keep my phone here because it's the time to do the brake test. At 80 kilometers per hour, when I stand on the brakes, oh my god, yeah, because of the surface being so loose, obviously there was a lot of ABS judder there. But overall braking performance is very impressive in this car. I kind of like the way the brakes work here. Anyways, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, and off we go. It somehow performs better in D mode. In manual mode, it seems a bit slower here. Just makes so much sound. And that's 0 to 100 km per hour in 13.09 seconds. So consistent performance. So that's the beauty of this car, consistency. I know there are many other cars in the segment like the Tata Sierra, low fuel it says, mileage is around 9 to 10 kilometers per litre, stretching to 13 to 14 kilometers per litre out on the highway, and if you drive like me, then obviously there is no fuel efficiency over here at all. So like I was telling you, Tata Sierra is better in terms of features, size and all those things, but the beauty with Hyundai Kia is that their cars are reliable. This tech always works. The screen will never hang, and obviously build quality, fit finish levels and all those things are also good, and now hopefully with better safety ratings, the Seltos will become a complete car. But I think now I'm becoming hungry. I'm waiting for the hybrid, which should hopefully come later this year or probably next year. The 1.5 NA engine gets the job done, but so does the diesel. But if you want great performance, get the turbo petrol, because it offers accelerating performance. The only issue there is it doesn't come with a proper manual gearbox option, because it gets an IMT, and the other gearbox option is obviously the DCT, the dual clutch. So while Kia hasn't shaken the market like they did when they first introduced the Seltos, they've actually priced this car very competitively, making it a great choice in the segment, until obviously the next generation of the Creta arrives, which is only next year. It's 2026. Wake up, Hyundai. What are you doing? The Duster is back. There's the Sierra. This segment is so overcrowded now. that we need Hyundai to move a bit faster, because obviously the Creta is the leader in the segment. And on that discovery, it's not really a discovery, it's been a known fact since a long time, because I keep hearing a lot of honking and I obviously see a lot of flashlight on my face, which means there's a Creta almost anywhere around you. And on that comical joke, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's a like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And why is there no power tailgate here? Another feature missing, huh?